For our object-oriented programming course, we are given a task to write a program in Java that will initialize arrays by asking user for the inputs using scanner. And after that, we need to find the largest element in that array. For any Java program where we are going to get any input from the user, first of all, we need to import java.util.scanner. After that, we can use scanner input to get any input from the user. So in this case, first of all, we need to know about the size of our array. So we're gonna use the input scanner, and here I have size is equal to input dot next integer. So this will get the size of the array. After getting the size, we have a few checks so that if the user inputs size is less than or is equal to 0, because the array cannot be of size 0 or less. So we have a check here, and after that, if the size is greater than or equal to 1, then we have initialize a one-dimensional array. And after initializing one-dimensional array, we are gonna use a for loop of the equal to the size. Let's say if the user inputs size 10, then our loop will run from 0 to 9, because I is less than size here, so from 0 to 9. And then we're gonna get all the inputs from the user for the length of the array. And after getting the inputs from the user for the initialized array, we are gonna use this method which I have created to search the max of this one-dimensional array. And in this method, we have passed just the array, and we're gonna get the array, the size of the array by using array.length. And here we can see I have used double max is equal array of 0. This has quite a significance in our task, because if I am trying to find max, so I have initialized it with the first element of our array. If someone does that by double max is equal to 0, then you won't be able to get the max of an array having negative integers. So by making max equal to the first element of the array, now we can use this method to search negative integers as well as positive integers, that integers or double values that we are going to get. So we can search and get the max. And then after that, I have another check, that if the size of the array is just 1, that is there is only one element, then the program will simply return that element as the max, because because there are no two elements, so we are not able to compare. So thus this there is only one element in the array, thus that will be our max. For else, if there is two or more than two, the size is 2 or more than 2 of that array, then we are gonna again use our for loop, where we are gonna check the first two elements, and then after that, if there are, like, let's say 10 elements, then our program will check then first two, then the second and third element, then the third and fourth element, and then fourth and fifth element, and so on up to so in this case, from first it will check element 0 with element 1, and it will check if the max is less than equal to the element 0. This is also very critical here, because we need to get the max element, the element which is the uh, maximum number, with the maximum number through the array. So we need to, as we know, like the initially we had max equal to first element, but if the first element is like if it is uh, not a max integer, then we can save like the second element in it. But if it's the first element is the max, then we're gonna save this. I have also saved the index position, and we can change our code uh, to in future to get the maximum and the index. And in this case, uh, because if I want to return it right now, it's void, but if I do want to return a value, I can either return the max value if I want by using a double here, or I can use integer here to return the index value in future if I want to. But right now I have just I have just printed my out here, so I am not returning anything. So this is the program, and we can see uh, after initializing, then we have the inputs, and after input I get call method, and this method, inside this method, it will check the max using one for loop and if and else, and after that it will just simply print out the max and the index position of the max. Now we can check our program by running the code. So let's input the size of our array. Let's say it's 10, and now we have to input the elements of our array. So we can go in any order. So to check our code, and maybe two more elements we need, and how about 3. So now my code has returned that the largest element of the array is 13. Here you can see, and the index position of the largest element of the array is 4. So I'm going to run my program again. Let's say the size is 10. This time we're gonna use negative because I have initialized an array of a double, so negative double. So let's say if my program works for a double or not, or like negative values or not, and we can go and put as much values as we want. How about -2, and one more value we need, -5. So in this case, so because the values are negative, so the smallest one will be the max, because all of the values are negative. And here my program has given me the largest element of the array is -1, and the index position of the largest element of the array is 0. Here it is. So I'm going to run my program again one last time. So this time I'm gonna mix it with let's say we can change the size to, let's say, 8. So this time the size of the array is 8, and this time I'm gonna give some negative values and some positive values. So let's see what happens this time. If we give a negative value and a positive value both, and we need to know how our program works. So let's say I have a -200. So in this case, now we can see 60 is was the my max of the array, and largest element of the array is 60, and the index position is 5, and we can see the 60 was on index position 5.